I'm Jimmy. Thanks for joining me in the garden here. I'm having a great summer. I bet you're having an awesome summer too. Everything's getting hot and growing wild and free. I throw out sunflower seed every day, like twice a day, for the chipmunks, the squirrels, and the birds. And what do you know? I got some sunflowers growing. They volunteered. So this talk I want to have, it's all about the heart. It's all that I could do is talk from the heart best I can. Try to lead people out of their illusions and into the real thing. The mind, or what is it? The heart knows what the mind could never know. It's kind of a saying that I came up with. It's a mantra that I am trying to live by. And just realizing that my heart knows what my mind could never know. No matter how hard I try to think it through, no matter how many books I read, how many equations and formulas and whatever the mind makes up, just constantly making things up, it just can't know what my heart already knows. It's kind of the message today. It's kind of a message that hopefully brings you back into the past, back into your childhood, before you had a mind, before you had all of these thoughts and all of these illusions within you, when you were just running around thoughtless. All you were was your heart, experiencing everything, enjoying everything, loving your family, having your crazy adventures as a child, so curious, so full of love and creativity. It's a realization of how limited the mind is. And not only that, it's not only that the mind is limited, but that the mind has been weaponized against you. Your own mind has been turned against you. Who would have thought? Like everything else, like how they're poisoning the food, like how doctors are destroying health, they don't heal nothing, how teachers are making people stupid, how politicians and leaders are enslaving people and not freeing them. Who would have thought how almost everything that you look at that was once natural, once playing a part here that mattered and that actually helped people, and how all of that has been weaponized and turned against us to have some strange form of slavish control over us and everything. And how the core of this slavery is within each of us. It's within each of our own minds. How each of our minds have been turned inwardly to enslave ourselves. And I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to expand on this. It's that inner critic that was put into you as a child by the authorities. It's this idea that you're not good enough, that you need to learn another thing. It's this idea you need to keep working, you need to have a purpose for the machine of government, you need to feed society, right? What is it? This is a civil society. We're part of a civilized society, and it's like everybody has to sacrifice something to that. It's a terrible thing. It is a terrible thing that we've all been born into and been tricked into doing, making money out of fear that we're gonna starve, out of fear that we won't have the protection we need, so we need all these people with no hearts, right, to kill innocent people to make us feel safe. It's just, it gets real obvious the more that you get into nature and just unpeel all the layers of the mind. Go back to when you were a child, just bouncing around free in your heart, experiencing things through the heart instead of through the head. And maybe that's a real simple way of putting this. When you're a child, you have not been contaminated. You haven't been polluted. You're still trying to figure everything out as a kid. You're open to all the infinite possibilities of eternity and creation. But what ends up happening to the children is they're taken by the adults, right? The adulterers, the ones who are fornicating with their minds against nature. They're screwing nature. They're adults, adulterers against nature. They're not one with it, okay? They're not taking care of it. They're not cherishing it and giving it just the respect it deserves, of how none of us could exist without it. None of anything would work without nature. Chipmunk agrees. They always chirp up when I'm hitting the truth hard. And just the betrayal of nature, the betrayal of ourselves, and how these people have convinced us in the mind to go against our own nature of love and sharing things and caring about one another. The heart knows what the mind could never know. The mind is a temporary thing. Each thought passing each day. How many thoughts do you have in a day? How many of them came and went? I mean, it's not going to last forever, all of these thoughts. There's things beyond your mind that you cannot comprehend. There's unknowns. There's mysteries. And that's supposed to be exciting and fun, to have unknowns and to have mysteries. It's not supposed to be a fearful, scary thing that makes you lock yourself away and hide and have other people killing your name. And when I say killing your name, it's all these armies, all these countries that have all of these soldiers, right? Like, those are the scary things, and we know they exist and that they shouldn't. You should be open to unknowns and mysteries because they might be peaceful, loving, golden age mysteries of free energy and no war. That might be the thing that everybody's afraid of, so they're scrambling to use their mind to control things, when in fact the mind is the thing destroying the peace, keeping everything in a chaotic state. I still know how many different ways you can kind of explain heartlessness, and how countries and schools, it's all military at this point. Like kindergarten, it's a military training. It's taking kids from their families and introducing them to a society with timelines and bells and schedules to keep. Because we must constantly keep busy and keep the chaos creation going and keep the problems forming. Because if you stopped and became a peaceful person and didn't use your mind to be greedy and take things that aren't yours, if you just stopped and became peaceful, no problems could exist. I go off in a lot of different directions when I start talking. It's hard for the mind to stay focused, to really stay on the right track. We've just been shown so many things, been given all these different illusions instead of just accepting the unknowns and the mysteries. And you come to realize that that people their minds have been so entirely warped and manipulated and just turned into these machines of chaos, these machines of control. The mind doesn't serve its original purpose. It's a weapon. Like I was getting at in the beginning of the talk, your mind has been weaponized against you. It's a weapon, a never-ending weapon against you, your neighbor. And if you're stupid enough to think you're a part of a country and you're a citizen, your mind has been weaponized against other people on the other side of the world. It's called mind control. It's real. And the thing about it is people are controlling their own minds for their own slavery. The slavers, right? The tyrants, the businessmen, the bankers, the people who have created this society that takes children and turns them into machines. It's literally like we talk about the transhumanist movement. You're living in it. You're living among machines right now. People with no hearts. Their hearts are gone. And when I say your heart's gone, you don't have a heart if you don't care about everybody living, about every plant, about every animal. If you don't care, you're heartless. You're a machine. You're just a number, right? A social security. Oh, you're so secure in your social fucked up reality, right? Social insecurity. And how all of this insecurity, it's created from the mind when you're a child. All these people that are supposed to teach you about security, supposed to teach you how to grow food, teach you how to build a shelter, just teach you to be peaceful. What did they teach you? A bunch of crap, a bunch of fear, a bunch of lies. Serve a God that is made up, because the concept of God is a man-made thought form, okay? It's a way for the mind to feel good, like it knows everything that it can't know. So you had all of these people convince you that there's a God. Or if you weren't convinced of God, you were convinced of science, and your mind is the answer. And that these men in their lab coats doing experiments on helpless creatures are gonna save you somehow. Sick, twisted stuff. So I was talking about how the mind has been weaponized. and how you need to realize the limitations of your mind, and that in fact your mind could be the biggest problem of your life. Not the habit that you have, not the I eat too much cake, right? And that makes me fat and I feel bad. No, it's the thought that you're eating too much cake. It's the thought that you're bad because you eat cake. Okay? It's a deep psychology talk that I'm having here, but it's like a mix of the heart, the psyche, the awareness beyond all of it. To just try and be aware of the tricks going on within you. And how a lot of people call it self-control. You need to have self-control, right? And how control is, to me, that's the problem. Control is an illusion. Like people trying to control the growth of plants, right? By engineering them and poisoning them. And controlling is just another way for, another word for pollution, for malignant. Control is wrong and it will always be wrong. It's not the answer. And you've been raised to think that control of yourself, control of others is any kind of answer. And it's the reason why things in this world are getting progressively worse, is because of this mind virus, this idea of control and fear and controlling others. And how heartless it is. It basically takes away all of humanity, all of your childhood and your dreams, and creates an artificial scarcity scenario to where you kill or be killed, right? Survival of the fittest. It's just all stupid sayings made by evil people to manipulate minds. And it's just, I'm going off in a lot of different directions here, but I think you get the point that I'm getting at, is how we've become heartless. The mind doesn't have the solutions to our modern day problems. The mind is the problem, okay? Like, there's nothing more satanic than a mind. You have to grasp this if you actually care about this place getting better, your situation getting better, people living freer. You got to realize how satanic your mind is. And when I say satanic in the mind, it's like a person sitting there thinking about themselves, thinking about their needs, thinking about how everybody else should act, and just focusing their life force, their creative energy internally, and discarding everybody, discarding, what does the plant want, right? What do these plants want? I'm sure they don't want the sun to be blocked. I could tell you that. Or just thinking about, all these animals that are getting run over on the road. It's just like, man, why don't we think of them and give them some bridge? Some countries have nature bridges to where these animals ain't run over all the time. But I'm just getting at the idea that you got to take every living thing into account here. You can't just take your own selfish perspective into account and think about yourself constantly. And it's what these people, this force, archons, rulers, destroyers, I don't know how to say it, but there is a force going about this place, destroying people and destroying things, and they love it. It's like their thing to do is to destroy stuff. That's not me. It's just something I'm witnessing and I know is real. And that they have gotten me to destroy myself a little bit. And that's a big problem. And I'm trying to maybe show you that your mind might be the thing that's hurting you. Not the thing that the mind keeps pointing out. Oh, if you were to stop drinking alcohol, if you were to stop smoking, if you were to stop playing games, it's just the mind itself needs to stop. You just gotta be. And you just gotta deal with the consequences of eating too much cake, drinking too much. It's like you either do something or you don't do it. The last thing that you should do is dwell in your mind about it and say how bad a person you are because of it. It's the opposite of therapy, right? You got all these therapists that want you to sit there and talk about all your problems and how you could have reacted differently and how you and you don't, the mind doesn't realize, but you do that forever. That could go on forever and ever. You could constantly analyze and look at it differently and never actually do the right thing or conquer the thing that has been bothering you. The mind runs from the truth. Something I've learned big time. I run from the truth because it's too much. It's way too much. My heart can handle it. My head can't handle the truth. But my heart, it gets it. It can see the beauty in all the pain. It can see that things have to be a certain way. My head keeps telling me that no, we don't have to go down this path. We don't have to brain chip people. We don't have to see people blow each other up. That my brain tells me all these things, but my heart kind of realizes that's the whole picture of creation. It's everything playing out. Every which way. Doesn't matter what my head thinks about it. For this to be a full experience, we kind of have to see all these things. The heart knows what the mind could never know. And I'm only coming to these conclusions because of my heart. You just imagine, instead of celebrating the 4th of Fool's Lie, Dependence Day, dependent on a fake story, if people just took one day out of the year to be peaceful and to spread peace, like how far that would go and how that would eventually grow into something. Like worldwide, everybody had a peace celebration, right? But nah, each country has their own slave celebrations to keep everybody distracted and separate. And it's a never-ending thing through the mind. The mind will constantly find somebody to blame. It will find something wrong with you to blame, that you're not good enough for the thing. You're not good enough to have a peaceful situation or whatever. And I got all sorts of theories. Like, I bet the cell towers, all of these frequencies are doing something to turn the mind up and to turn the heart down. Like, I just feel like it's, when you're in a corporate business, and there's all these Wi-Fi signals and all these white lights and blue lights. It kills your heart. It kills the warmth. Makes you robotic. Makes you think cold and calculated and competitive. And then the heart knows when the heart is out in nature, out in the warm orange glow of the sun, and the beautiful greens. It's like the heart has no concerns. It's just very satisfied. The heart is satiated. Something that the mind can't be satiated. The mind is just, and it's my biggest struggle, to chill the mind out, let it relax, let it just be. It's a big reason I smoke cannabis. But on the flip side, too much cannabis gets your mind running. So cannabis is not the solution. I'm definitely learning that. It's really this idea there's nothing to learn. I'm trying to really drill home this idea that, like, we're just here to play and have fun, and it's kind of like what's going on around you. People are having fun with it. They have fun creating wars. They have fun creating problems. It is what it is. It's like, I'm a different type, right? I have fun uncovering things and fixing stuff, seeing it fixed like how nature would fix it, not how I would fix it or how man would fix it. But it's like just seeing how an innocent human could partner with nature and just see how far that goes, instead of joining with the crowd, instead of joining with a bunch of greedy people that want to force their way. I have fun doing it the old-fashioned way. Getting down and dirty with nature, with the elements, with the spirits. Well, thank you all for joining me in the garden today. Go with your hearts. Forget about the mind. Put the mind in the back seat. Put the heart in the driver's seat. Let the heart speak for you. Speak from the heart. It's not something that's going to happen instantly. Maybe it is. And the mind doesn't have all these answers. Maybe instantly you're just going to poof into your heart. You get it. But you're gonna feel a lot of things, I guess, once you really get into your heart. You're a really sensitive person, I kind of think that's a big part of why this realm is so heartless at the moment. The more you get into your heart, the more sensitive things become, and the more you realize the suffering of people. You realize the fake smiles that they wear, and they repeat the same mantras to each other. Good morning, mourning the death of a life they could have had. It's a good morning in the robot realm. I love you all. Hope you enjoyed this one.